Have you noticed your favorite meals aren't as filling as they used to be? Well, you're not imagining it. In 2025, major restaurant chains are quietly shrinking portion sizes, while prices stay the same or even go up. Why is this happening, and which restaurants are cutting back the most? Stick around, because some of these might just ruin your next night out. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love dining out but feel like your plate isn't as full as it used to be, you're not alone. I've been digging into restaurant trends, and what I found is shocking. In 2025, several big name chains are quietly reducing portion sizes without lowering prices. In this video, I'm breaking down 12 restaurant chains where portions are shrinking and what it means for your wallet. Trust me, you'll want to see if your favorite spot made the list. 12. Arby's has always been famous for its big, meaty sandwiches, but in 2025, customers started noticing something different. The portions seemed smaller. Many fans complained that their favorite roast beef sandwiches weren't as packed as before. Fries and sides also looked a little less generous, but the prices? They stayed the same or even increased. This wasn't just a few people noticing. Enough customers spoke up that a lawsuit was filed against Arby's. The claim? They allegedly reduced portion sizes without telling anyone. Some diners felt like they were paying the same, but getting less food, which didn't sit well. Online, social media buzzed with frustrated customers posting side-by-side pictures of old versus new portions. Some called it Arby's Shrinkflation, saying the chain was quietly cutting portions to save money. So why is this happening? Rising costs for ingredients, labor, and transportation have hit restaurants hard. Instead of raising prices too much, many places are shrinking portions. But when a brand is known for big, satisfying meals, customers notice. Some longtime Arby's fans say they now leave still feeling hungry. Arby's has yet to officially respond to the lawsuit, but the controversy has put them under a spotlight. Some diners have even started skipping Arby's, looking for better value elsewhere. Whether the lawsuit leads to changes or not, one thing is clear: people are paying close attention to what's on their plate. Have you noticed smaller portions at Arby's? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to hear about more restaurant chains making sneaky changes, keep watching. 11. Chipotle has long been known for its fresh ingredients and massive burritos, but in 2025, customers started noticing a change. Bowls and burritos weren't as packed as before. People on social media shared photos showing less rice, fewer beans, and a noticeable drop in protein portions. Some even joked that they needed to order double meat just to get the same size they used to. The complaints kept piling up, and soon Chipotle had to respond. The company insisted that portion sizes hadn't changed, but many customers weren't convinced. Some employees even admitted that they were being encouraged to scoop less in order to control food costs. This led to frustration, with some longtime fans saying they no longer felt they were getting their money's worth. So why is this happening? Like many restaurants, Chipotle is facing higher costs for ingredients and labor. Instead of raising prices too much, they've likely reduced portions slightly to balance things out. They've also started using more automation in food prep, which some believe has led to less consistency in portion sizes. This isn't the first time Chipotle has been accused of shrinking portions, but in 2025, more customers than ever are speaking up. Some have even switched to other fast casual spots looking for better value. Will Chipotle adjust its portions to keep customers happy? Only time will tell. Have you noticed a difference in your Chipotle order? Let us know in the comments. And keep watching to find out which other restaurant chains are making meals smaller this year. 10. McDonald's has always been known for affordable, satisfying meals. But in 2025, many customers started noticing that their burgers and fries seemed smaller. The Big Mac didn't feel so big anymore, and even the classic cheeseburgers looked thinner. Fries, once overflowing in their cartons, now barely reached the top. People took to social media, comparing old and new portion sizes. Some claimed McDonald's was quietly reducing food amounts while keeping prices the same, or even increasing them. This led to growing frustration, especially from longtime customers who had been eating at McDonald's for years. McDonald's hasn't officially admitted to shrinking portions, but experts say rising food costs could be the reason. Instead of drastically raising prices, many fast food chains are subtly trimming portion sizes to cut costs. McDonald's has also been making menu changes, like introducing McValue deals, which offer buy one get one options instead of lowering prices. But some customers feel like they're paying more for less food. This isn't the first time McDonald's has been accused of shrinkflation, and it probably won't be the last. Some customers have switched to other fast food chains looking for better value. Others have found hacks, like ordering extra toppings to make their meals feel more filling. Have you noticed smaller portions at McDonald's? Drop a comment below and let us know. And keep watching to see which other restaurant chains are making changes that could affect your next meal. 9. Wendy's has always prided itself on fresh, never frozen beef and generous portions. But in 2025, customers started noticing a difference. The burgers seemed smaller, and the fries didn't fill the container like they used to. Even the popular 4 for $4 and Biggie Bag deals weren't as filling as before. Many took to social media, posting side-by-side photos of old versus new portions. Some longtime fans said they left Wendy's still feeling hungry, something that rarely happened before. The biggest complaints? Thinner patties, fewer fries, and less meat in sandwiches. Some even claimed that nuggets were getting smaller. Why is this happening? Like other fast food chains, Wendy's is dealing with rising food and labor costs. Instead of increasing prices too much, they seem to be quietly reducing portion sizes. Wendy's has also been testing new deals like adult-size kids meals, which offer smaller portions for lower prices. While some customers like these budget-friendly options, others feel like they're just getting less food for the same cost. Wendy's hasn't officially confirmed shrinking portions, but customers have noticed, and they're not happy. Some have started ordering extra sides to make up for it, while others are looking for better value elsewhere. Have you noticed a change at Wendy's? Let us know in the comments. And stick around to see which other restaurants are making meals smaller in 2025. 8. Applebee's has always been a go-to spot for affordable comfort food, from burgers and pasta to ribs and wings. But in 2025, regular customers started noticing a change. Meals weren't as big as they used to be. Burgers looked smaller, steaks seemed thinner, and even popular appetizers like mozzarella sticks and boneless wings had fewer pieces. People took to social media, sharing their disappointment. Some posted old and new photos of the same dishes, showing clear differences in portion sizes. Others said they used to leave Applebee's feeling full, but now they needed to order extra sides just to feel satisfied. So why is this happening? Like many restaurants, Applebee's is dealing with rising costs. Ingredients, labor, and transportation have all become more expensive. Instead of dramatically raising prices, they seem to be quietly reducing portions to cut costs. But customers aren't happy. Many feel like they're paying the same or more for less food. Applebee's hasn't officially addressed the issue, but the complaints keep growing. Some diners have started choosing other casual dining spots where they feel they get more value for their money. Others are waiting to see if Applebee's will make changes in response to customer feedback. Have you noticed smaller portions at Applebee's? Let us know in the comments. And keep watching to find out which other restaurants are cutting back in 2025. 7. Olive Garden has always been known for its endless breadsticks, hearty pasta dishes, and generous portions. But in 2025, customers started noticing something disappointing. Meals didn't seem as filling as before. Pasta portions looked smaller, there was less sauce, and even the famous chicken Alfredo didn't feel as satisfying. One of the biggest complaints? The unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks deal wasn't as generous. Some customers reported getting fewer breadsticks per serving, and others claimed servers were slower to offer refills. Even the salad bowls, once overflowing, looked less packed. So what's going on? Like many restaurants, Olive Garden is facing rising food and labor costs. Instead of raising prices too much, they seem to be trimming portion sizes to save money. But for a place known for big, comforting meals, this change hasn't gone unnoticed. Customers took to social media to share their disappointment, with some calling it Olive Garden shrinkflation. While Olive Garden hasn't officially admitted to shrinking portions, longtime fans say they can taste the difference. Some have even started skipping the restaurant in favor of places where they feel they get more food for their money. Have you noticed a change in your Olive Garden meals? Let us know in the comments. And stay tuned to see which other restaurant chains are cutting back in 2025. 6. IHOP has always been a favorite spot for big, satisfying breakfasts. Fluffy pancakes, loaded omelets, and hearty combos kept customers coming back. But in 2025, something felt different. Portions weren't as generous. Pancakes looked smaller, omelets had less filling, and hash browns seemed thinner. Even the famous Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity breakfast didn't feel as filling. Customers quickly took to social media, sharing their frustration. Many posted pictures comparing past and present portion sizes, and the difference was clear. Some even joked that their short stack of pancakes had turned into a mini stack. Others noticed that combo meals, which used to be a great deal, no longer felt like enough food. So what's going on? Like many other restaurants, IHOP is dealing with rising costs for ingredients and labor. Instead of raising prices too much, they appear to be reducing portions slightly. This tactic, often called shrinkflation, helps businesses save money without making menu prices look too high. But customers aren't happy. When you go to IHOP, you expect a big, hearty breakfast, not a meal that leaves you wanting more. Some IHOP locations have also changed how they serve sides. In the past, customers could count on generous helpings of bacon, sausage, and eggs. Now, many have noticed fewer strips of bacon or smaller portions of scrambled eggs. Even the syrup bottles, which used to sit on every table, are sometimes only available upon request. These little changes add up, and longtime fans have started noticing. IHOP hasn't officially addressed the complaints, but the backlash is growing. Some customers say they now order extra sides just to get the same portion they used to. Others are looking for alternative breakfast spots that still offer large, satisfying meals at a fair price. Have you noticed a change in your IHOP meals? Let us know in the comments. And keep watching to find out which other restaurant chains are making meals smaller in 2025. 5. TGI Fridays has always been known for its bold flavors and generous portions. From sizzling burgers to loaded potato skins, it was the go-to spot for a satisfying meal. But in 2025, customers started noticing something disappointing. Portions weren't as big as they used to be. Burgers looked smaller, steaks seemed thinner, and appetizers had fewer pieces. Fans took to social media, posting pictures and voicing their frustration. Many noticed that their favorite dishes, like the famous Jack Daniel's ribs, had fewer ribs per serving. Even side dishes like mashed potatoes and mac and cheese appeared to have shrunk. But the prices? They stayed the same or even went up. So why is this happening? Like many restaurants, TGI Fridays is dealing with higher food and labor costs. Instead of raising prices too much, they seem to be quietly trimming portions. This is a tactic many businesses use to cut costs without scaring away customers. But for diners who expect big, filling meals, this change hasn't gone unnoticed. Even drink sizes have been questioned. Some customers claimed their cocktails looked smaller or had more ice than before. Others said the popular appetizers, once perfect for sharing, now barely filled the plate. TGI Fridays hasn't officially addressed the complaints, but the disappointment is growing. Some customers have started looking for other casual dining spots that still offer big portions. Others are waiting to see if the chain will adjust its portions back to what they used to be. Have you noticed smaller portions at TGI Fridays? Let us know in the comments. And keep watching to find out which other restaurants are cutting back in 2025. 4. Domino's has always been a go-to for affordable, satisfying pizza, but in 2025, many customers started noticing a difference. The pizzas seemed smaller, and the toppings weren't as generous. Some even claimed their favorite specialty pizzas had fewer pepperoni slices, less cheese, and thinner crusts. Social media quickly filled with complaints. Customers shared side-by-side pictures of old versus new pizzas, pointing out that the sizes looked different. Some said their large pizza felt more like a medium. Others noticed that the once loaded toppings were now spread out, making each bite less flavorful. Even the breadsticks and chicken sides seemed to have shrunk. So, what's going on? Like many restaurants, Domino's is struggling with rising ingredient costs. Instead of increasing menu prices too much, they appear to be quietly reducing portion sizes. This cost-cutting move, often called shrinkflation, helps businesses save money while keeping prices somewhat stable. But customers feel like they're getting less pizza for the same price, or even more. Even Domino's popular carry-out deals have come under scrutiny. Some fans say the $7.99 carry-out special, once a great value, doesn't feel as worth it anymore. If a pizza has fewer toppings and a thinner crust, is it really a deal? Domino's hasn't officially responded to these concerns, but customers are paying attention. Some have started ordering 10 Charlie's has been a go-to spot for Southern-style comfort food, steaks, and hearty meals for decades. But in 2025, the chain is shutting down more locations as it struggles to stay afloat. Like many sit-down restaurant chains, O'Charlie's is facing serious challenges that make it harder to compete. One of the biggest problems is declining customer traffic. Casual dining isn't as popular as it used to be. More people are choosing fast casual or takeout options over sit-down meals. With changing dining habits, O'Charlie's has found it tough to keep customers coming back. Another major issue is rising costs. Inflation has made ingredients, labor, and rent more expensive. At the same time, O'Charlie's can't raise prices too much without losing customers. Many locations that aren't bringing in enough profit are being shut down to cut losses. Competition is also a big challenge. With so many options for comfort food, from Cracker Barrel to Texas Roadhouse, fewer people are choosing O'Charlie's. The chain has tried new promotions and menu items, but it hasn't been enough to turn things around. Despite the closures, O'Charlie's isn't disappearing entirely. The company is focusing on keeping its best-performing locations open. But with multiple shutdowns happening, many longtime fans are losing their neighborhood restaurant. Did your local O'Charlie's close? Do you think the brand can make a comeback? Let us know in the comments. 11 Veggie Grill was once seen as the future of fast casual dining, offering 100% plant-based meals to health-conscious customers. But in 2025, the chain is closing multiple locations as it struggles to keep up with a changing market. One major issue is slowing demand for plant-based dining. While vegan and vegetarian diets remain popular, the initial excitement around plant-based fast food has faded. More mainstream chains like Burger King, McDonald's, and Chipotle now offer plant-based options, giving customers fewer reasons to seek out a dedicated vegan restaurant like Veggie Grill. Rising costs have also hurt the chain. Plant-based ingredients, especially meat substitutes, have become more expensive due to supply chain issues. At the same time, inflation has driven up labor and rent costs, making it harder for Veggie Grill to stay profitable. Some locations simply aren't making enough money to justify staying open. Another challenge is competition from independent vegan restaurants. Many plant-based food lovers prefer locally owned spots with unique chef-driven menus rather than larger chains. With so many new plant-based options available, Veggie Grill is struggling to stand out. To adapt, Veggie Grill has tried new menu items, loyalty programs, and expanded delivery services. But so far, these changes haven't been enough to prevent closures. While the brand isn't shutting down entirely, its future is uncertain. Do you think dedicated vegan chains like Veggie Grill can survive? Or will plant-based options at bigger restaurants take over? Let us know in the comments. 12 Subway has been a giant in the fast food world for decades, known for its customizable sandwiches and Eat Fresh slogan. But in 2025, the chain is closing more locations across the U.S. as it struggles with ongoing challenges. One of the biggest problems is too many locations. For years, Subway expanded aggressively, opening stores on almost every corner, but this oversaturation led to competition between its own franchisees. Many locations struggled to stay profitable, leading to a wave of closures in recent years. Another issue is changing customer preferences. While Subway was once seen as a healthier fast food option, today's consumers have more choices. Chains like Jersey Mike's, Firehouse Subs, and Jimmy John's offer fresh ingredients with a better reputation for quality. As a result, many customers have switched to these competitors. Rising costs have also played a role. Inflation has made ingredients, labor, and rent more expensive. At the same time, Subway has faced pressure to keep its prices low. This has squeezed profits, forcing franchise owners to shut down struggling locations. On top of that, Subway has dealt with reputation issues. From controversial ingredient quality concerns to leadership changes, the brand has faced negative press in recent years. Even with menu revamps and celebrity endorsements, some customers remain skeptical. Despite the closures, Subway isn't going away completely. The company was recently sold to a new owner who plans to modernize the brand with new menu items, digital ordering, and updated store designs. But with thousands of locations already shut down in recent years, the question remains, can Subway make a comeback? Do you still eat at Subway, or have you switched to another sandwich chain? Let us know in the comments. 13 Starbucks has dominated the coffee industry for decades, with thousands of locations across the U.S. But in 2025, The company is shutting down multiple stores as it faces major challenges. While Starbucks is still a global powerhouse, not every location is thriving. One major reason for closures is changing consumer habits. Many people now prefer mobile ordering, drive-through service, or at-home coffee options over waiting in line at a cafe. While Starbucks has adapted with more drive-through locations, some traditional stores are struggling to keep up. Rising costs have also been a big factor. Inflation has made coffee beans, milk, and labor more expensive. At the same time, Starbucks has faced pressure to pay higher wages and improve working conditions for employees. Instead of raising prices too much, the company is choosing to close underperforming locations. Another challenge is unionization efforts. In recent years, many Starbucks employees have pushed for better pay and benefits, leading to unionization at several locations. Some critics believe the company is shutting down stores in response to these efforts, though Starbucks denies this. Either way, the closures have sparked controversy. Competition is growing too. While Starbucks remains the most popular coffee chain, more people are turning to local cafes, boutique coffee shops, and even competitors like Dunkin' and Dutch Brothers. Some customers have also been put off by Starbucks' rising prices, leading them to seek cheaper alternatives. Even with these closures, Starbucks isn't going anywhere. The company is focusing on expanding drive-through locations and investing in digital ordering. But for customers who lose their neighborhood store, it's the end of an era. Has your local Starbucks closed? Do you think the company is making the right moves? Let us know in the comments. 14 Pizza Hut was once the king of pizza delivery and dine-in experiences, but in 2025, the chain is closing even more locations as it struggles to compete in the modern pizza market. While Pizza Hut is still a major player, it's facing some big challenges. One major problem is the decline of dine-in restaurants. Pizza Hut was famous for its sit-down locations with red-roofed buildings and all-you-can-eat buffets. But in today's fast-paced world, fewer people want to eat inside a pizza restaurant. Most prefer quick delivery or carry-out, and many older dine-in locations simply don't fit that model anymore. Another issue is strong competition. Domino's and Papa John's have dominated the delivery game with better technology, faster service, and more aggressive marketing. Meanwhile, smaller chains like Little Caesars have attracted budget-conscious customers with cheaper options. Pizza Hut has tried to keep up, but it hasn't always been able to match the speed and convenience of its rivals. Rising costs have also played a role. Ingredients, labor, and rent prices have all increased, making it harder for underperforming locations to stay profitable. Instead of raising prices too much, Pizza Hut is closing weaker stores to focus on its best locations. To stay relevant, Pizza Hut has shifted toward a delivery and carry-out focused model, opening more modern, smaller locations. It has also introduced new menu items and deals to attract customers. But with so many closures happening, some fans wonder if the chain can regain its former glory. Is your local Pizza Hut shutting down? Do you still prefer Pizza Hut over its competitors? Let us know in the comments. 15 Toby Carvery has long been a staple for traditional British roast dinners, serving up carved meats, Yorkshire puddings, and all the trimmings. But in 2025, the chain is closing multiple locations as it struggles to keep up with changing consumer habits and rising costs. One major issue is the decline of casual dining. Many people are choosing quicker, more affordable options over sit-down meals. While Toby Carvery has a loyal fan base, fewer diners are willing to spend time and money on a full roast dinner experience, especially during the cost of living crisis. Rising costs have also hit the chain hard. The price of meat, energy bills, and wages have all increased, making it more expensive to run large buffet-style restaurants. Some locations simply aren't bringing in enough customers to cover these growing expenses, leading to closures. Competition is another challenge. Supermarkets and meal delivery services now offer high-quality Sunday roasts that people can enjoy at home for less. Other casual dining chains have also adapted with trendier menus, while Toby Carvery has largely stuck to its traditional format, which may not appeal to younger generations. To stay afloat, Toby Carvery has introduced deals and promotions, but with more closures happening, some fear that the chain's future is uncertain. While some locations will remain open, the brand will likely have to evolve if it wants to survive long term. Is your local Toby Carvery shutting down? Do you think traditional roast dinners still have a place in modern dining? Let us know in the comments. As we've seen, even the biggest fast food and casual dining chains aren't immune to change. Rising costs, shifting consumer habits, and intense competition have forced many once popular brands to shut down locations nationwide. While some are adapting and trying to survive, others may not be so lucky. What do you think about these closures? Are you sad to see any of these chains go, or do you think new restaurants will take their place? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on food trends, restaurant news, and budget-friendly dining tips. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.